Welcome back, good people. I would like to present you, if you don't know this already, the Frog. This is my personal car, and this is the car that actually started all of this. All of this business, all of the conversions, the 1.8 and all that stuff. I'm not gonna go through all the old videos and all the information. Just please go back to mine or Steve's videos or YouTube channel. There's plenty of information there. There was my old K24 turbo conversion against all the stuff. We've shown everything, all the problems, all the good stuff, and then essentially this car went 1.9 TDI PD, which was extremely funny. The idle sound of the PD engines, TDIs, it's not something you expect in a car like this. However, once on the boost, once moving, it actually sounded pretty cool. And when we tuned it with a different turbo, different injectors, and we had 240 brakes and tons of torque. And it was very funny to drive. It was very funny to actually race people, have fun on it with people. This is certainly not something I expect in a car like this, because we all know they probably have, 20, 13 brake horsepower originally from that crappy engine. So they are known for not being quick, actually for being fairly slow. They look good, they handle amazing, but engine is just not there. So having something like this passing you with the noises of the TDI, it was something that confused a lot of people. And I actually loved it. I really, really liked it. However, essentially, I've sold that setup and the car was packed under retirement and waiting for the better times. Actually, right there where my Delica is. And actually, that being said, my Delica I actually started to work on the Delica. It's been 2-3 years now. She was waiting for that moment, and last week I actually started to work on it because I got the engine for it, I got the gearbox for it, and started making adapter plate. And this is Steve's fault, 100% Steve's fault, that the works on the Delica are not going forward for now. I'm gonna get back to that in a minute. The frog was parked there waiting for the better times, and now, like I said, I'm gonna sacrifice myself as a dummy, well, as my car as a dummy for the next conversion. Conversion is not completely new because we're already working with these cars, we're already working in this chassis and the swaps, but I'm gonna show you that in a minute. So the car is back in the service for the society again, and I'm actually happy for that. The reason for that is because the mock-up engine, which is up there, it has to have actually that engine there as a mock-up to produce all the parts for you, to do more development, to build all the parts. I need it as a jig, so it has to be there. But then eventually, as you know, a few days ago, well, a week ago roughly, Steve asked me to borrow my Polo, and he came back with that, a vr5 engine. And he's like, holy shit, we're supposed to test those engines because we know how good they are. 1.8 25 is great, but also the VR series engines, they're very good. So he was like, you know what, it would be extremely cool if these engines fits in the MR2. So, but are we supposed to do it next year? Because we are way too busy, and this one way to see this was very, very stupid. We're supposed to not put any development anymore. We're just supposed to build these parts, because I struggle to catch up with all the orders. I wake up this morning, there's another order. I'm pretty sure before I'm gonna go to bed today, there's gonna be another order. Before I wake up tomorrow, there's gonna be another order. This is how fast we're progressing. So, it's very important to actually build the stock up with all the parts and finish to tidy up the workshop. It seems like we don't have enough time for everything. There's not enough days in a week or hours in a day, but this is gonna be, we have to organize ourselves better, but we're in the process of doing that, and I'm gonna show you a couple of details, very nice details, and few quite important news. Anyways, the VR5, obviously, you know me, it was in the car in a blink of an eye. It didn't fit, especially with DSG gearbox, but only because I didn't have enough time to work on it. I came back the day after, I was like, not having this, there must be a way. Why I'm saying not giving up? Because when we knew these vr6 engines could potentially be a very good, option in these cars, The only two we saw on the internet, so only two informations we had from the internet, it was that they don't fit. And in order to make them fit, because everything fits, it depends how you do it. Horribly, horribly bad. You have to do extensive metal work. You have to cut the subframe. You have to modify this. You have to modify that. It was like, it's not worth it. You know, this will be great, but it's just not good. Because one of them had the engine, like, I'm not gonna show you in a minute, in a second. It was pushed back. It was such a horrible job. The guy said he spent 25, 30 grand, and took him years to build that, and he's still not on a good point. He was like, this is not good. But also we know the internet, so it's like we have to do it ourselves. But again, next year, not now. And then obviously this happened. So I say back to us, not giving up, and I have to find a position. The engine position is crucial. The right engine position makes all of it possible or not. Because let's be honest about it, I'm not building one off. If I was building one off, who cares? I can fit a V10 in this if you want to. But we're working on the kit, we're working on the conversion that is good to be reproduced. So again, the same way that we're doing with the 1.9 20 valve turbo engines. Everything is good, everything is perfect. We're testing, we're testing again, improving. Once everything is at the level that we see no more improvement is possible, then we produce the parts and then send it to you. Same stuff has to be developed with the VR5 and VR6 engines. So that's what we did. And on Sunday, Steve drove, I think, 9 hours to pick up a VR6 engine. And on Sunday, I took the Frog back in the workshop. Try to tidy up. I know it doesn't look like, I know, but yeah. Monday morning, which is yesterday morning, we took the engine back in the workshop. Well, brought it in the workshop. Lunchtime, Steve went to pick up a lunch. When he get back, he saw what you're gonna see in a second. Well, I'm staying quiet because I'm not sure what to say. I would like to fill you up with the drama, with some dramatic modes to do, but instead of all of that, there's none. This engine just fits. Of course, you have to chop the bulkhead on the front, which is very common in these cars with the engine conversion, so it's not a big drama. I don't see it as a big downside. You know, a minor inconvenience, but you know, in face of all of this, it's nothing. So there's no need to chop the subframe. Everything is standard, everything fits with the original mounts, with obviously additional mounts that we make. The big charge cooler that we already developed, this is actually sitting on the chassis, not on the engine. So it fits either engine 1.8, VR5, VR6, it fits all of them, including the battery. Because initially, remember I said, well, with battery we have to remove forward, but as soon as you use a lithium battery or one of these gel smaller batteries, it fits there, perfect. I mean, there's no downsides from this. There's actually no downsides. Actually, this fits better than the original engine. If you see the position of this engine, it's sitting right on the bulkhead. Of course, yes, you have to modify the bulkhead, but you know, with great benefits. I mean, the standard engine sits probably roughly here somewhere, and this is much more back. Yes, it is heavier, especially with the big turbo on it, and it's a heavy gearbox, but it's pretty much, well, I'm not saying indestructible, but it's very strong. Same with the engine, extremely strong. Heavier, yes, but obviously much more powerful. However, the heavier the stuff, yes, it is heavier, but it's also sitting in a different position. So this has a better weight balance in the car. So dynamically, it should be compensated. There you go. There's no drama. I don't see the need of chopping the subframe. I don't see the need of cutting and rebuilding the half of the chassis or some more extreme modes like extending the wheelbase and stuff we've seen doing with the VR6 or VR5 engines in the chassis. I don't see the point. Honestly, it's like this engine in the right position and everything becomes easy. Plenty of space for the huge turbo, because by the way, this is not the turbo we're gonna use. This is a small one. This is a turbo we may use on the vr5, but vr6 probably gonna need something substantially bigger. Well, all depends for how much power we're going, but this is the thing, this opens the doors, you know. If it depends how long it's gonna take me, it depends how much time I'm gonna have in my hands, which I already know, none. We may as well build this as 1-to-1, but again, we'll see. So, great. The kit is not ready yet, I'm still working on this. And every week I'm gonna show you the progress. So we're gonna have, you know, the daily workshop stuff like now, about everything, and then dedicate one probably to this. But, you know, as fast as we're going, I wouldn't expect to be too long for the whole kit to be available. So this is one of the news. The next news is that, look at this blink. Not my coffee, I mean this. This is the mounts on the back, the adapters and all the stuff, even the mount, even the holes, the bolts, sorry, the O-rings, the wheels to pick up the O-rings and everything. From now on, all of these mounts, they're gonna arrive to you this way. We are still experimenting with the different foams to see which one is better, the density, the quality, and all the stuff, because essentially we are trying to get all the bits, or almost all the bits, that are in the conversion kit to be transported this way. So there's going to be no damage. It's better organized, you know, it's better looking also as a factor. But when we ship the stuff to America, long way across the ocean, you know, these couriers, they throw this stuff, you know, all the time. And it is actually difficult to pack everything individually. This way, maybe a solution for all the problems. Plus, it looks cool. I love it. I like it. I will like my stuff when I order the stuff to arrive this way. So I'm happy with this. And again, we're experimenting with this. We're gonna make improvements and all that stuff. Thanks to ICNC guy. He's a legend. Obviously the mates are not gonna show you too much. Well, it's too late for that. There's engines everywhere, more engines everywhere, mock-up engines, transmissions, transfer cases, engines ready to go in the car. That one, this is a major information. This is a major news. This one here, we're gonna transform this stand show engine. This was built to show you where the bits go. What is modified, what is our parts, what is the stuff you're getting from the Donald car, and what are the parts from the Toyota, just to make the conversion very easy to do it on your own. But also this engine now is going to receive, well, actually we're going to change the engine from one of the spare ones we have, so Steve has to repaint it again, do the job again, but essentially this is going to have a fuel tank, going to have a fuel pump, because I want this to be my test station, working station and a test station for the electrics. Do you remember when I said I want to do electrics, I'm going to provide you with do it yourself, blah, blah. But then we thought with Steve's like, listen, even if I provide them with the diagram of the stuff, I know how this stuff works. If they don't do it themselves, which 9 on 10 people won't, and they go to auto electrician, I know the job has to be done, and even with the instructions, this is going to be way more expensive than what we're asking for. So I've tried the last one to make it the way I like to make it, so nicer, and see how long it's going to take me. If I still hate it, which I don't actually, if it's done properly, nicely the way I want it, I don't dislike it anymore. I'm not saying I like it, but it's fine, I can do it. But also, if I produce the wiring looms and I sell them to anyone, I have to make sure they're working correctly, 100%. So this engine is going to be fitted with all brand new sensors, everything completed, turbo system, exhaust, turbo, MAF sensors, everything. Each wiring loom is going to be connected to all of the systems, and then obviously through the OBD port, communication port. We're going to check through the ECU if all the sensors are read properly. Now, this is not to check the sensors, but this is to check all the wiring, not only if it's connected correctly, but if there is no damage to wires, because again, it's a hybrid or modified wiring loom out of second-hand or used wiring looms. So, you know, I came across cutted wires or snapped wires inside for no reason, or because someone took it apart in a bad way. So all of that has to be tested. So you know that if you're gonna fit it in your car and something doesn't work, it's you, not me. It's you, not the parts. And I have to be sure about that. And you even have to ask the question. It's like, oh, something doesn't work. You already know you're doing something wrong. So this is what we have to be. And essentially, we have to have, yes, a vr6 engine in the same form to produce the wiring looms for the vr6 turbo. So there you go. This is another big news. The last news is that, I'm sorry, we are a little bit late again because all of this happened, so it was well worth it. But the stock is pushed back in time. I'm supposed to be having everything ready next week, and I'm starting now, so I'm gonna take a couple of weeks to put everything back in stock. And yes, like we promised, very soon, whatever you order is gonna be literally picked up from the shelf and sent it to you. There's gonna be none or minimal waiting time, so everything changes. I think this is it. I mean, there couldn't be any more good news, I think. On this, I'm gonna do the progress as quick as I can. I'm probably gonna dedicate an hour a day or 2 hours a day to do it. So today, for example, obviously we have to sort this out. We can't even move, this is horrible. We really need the Sylvia to go. I'm sorry, but she has to go. We need space in the workshop. I'm sorry for this. I own this car for about 15 years. But I really have no use for it. I was thinking to put an engine in there, but it's not very viable. You can put whatever engine you want in this. If I do it, I'm gonna spend money and I'm gonna recover that money, but I'm gonna have to put time into this. The time I actually don't really have. So there's no point because I'm really busy with this. If I'm spend £7,000 on the engine putting this, and I sell it for £10,000 more, hypothetically, I may be making £3,000 more, but I'm actually losing money. Not only that, I'm gonna disappoint the customers because again, we have to get everyone happy. So I would rather put everything, all my time and effort into this instead of this. So Sylvia has to go. I'm very sorry for this. This was my wedding car. It's something very personal, but we are literally running physically out of space. So I hope I can find a way to save it and keep it, but I don't see the point, especially when we have this. Because even if I could finish this car and keep it for myself, I literally have no use. This is a race car. Again, not a drift car, a race car. T45, roll cage, TIG welded, extended. It's not a drift car, it's a race car. Will I race it? No, I race on the motorcycles. I do, rally racing. I wouldn't even have a time to use that. Use it on the road? Stupid. It's a full-blown race car. It's not a road fast car. These are road fast cars. These are race cars. Completely different story. No use for it. She has to go. Simple as that. After so many years. Anyways, more good news. No, I think this is it. Well, let's see if we can make Frog being 1-to-1. That'll be very nice because she started everything out of this. I'm very melodramatic, maybe too much, maybe not, I don't know. But I feel like this car deserves to be the queen in this workshop. Despite Steve's car is hungry, I think is mind-blowing. And what he has in plans, follow his YouTube video because he's gonna surprise you too. He's gonna build something. Well, you're gonna build something for him really nice. But the Frog, I really think deserves to be something special. So let's see if we can do it.